Okay, guys, welcome back to part 2 of the OK Comics Project Blue Book plate. I finished out everything else that I needed to finish while I wasn't recording. Like I said before, I'm recovering from COVID, or I'm still in the middle of it, and that spun out into like a really bad sinus infection. So it's been 2 weeks of being sick. I haven't really drawn anything in 2 weeks, and yeah, anyway, I need to get this done. So here we are at the second half. I'm sorry I didn't have the energy within me to show exactly what I did or to bring you along as I did it. But I kept the layers so I can show you what I was attempting. This is the final version of the radar. As I mentioned in the first half, I was thinking about the difference between kind of a hand-drawn radar thing versus using like a zipatone. Which are these dot patterns. It's an old school name of them. So let me mark this. I'll call them radar marks. I don't know. Some of the other things I was trying to attempt to do was to use, other zipatone patterns like that. That was one attempt. That, as you can see, I was trying to use this faded thing to be this sort of radar marker, and I was just having a hard time with it. In my head, I saw it clearly. Maybe I just needed a different pattern or needed to understand how to create those patterns in Zipatone. They just didn't look right, you know. As I tried to like do the streaking effect from the radar sliding across, and just wasn't quite there. It looked too stiff, too artificial, too sloppy, too something, you know. This almost worked where I was going to do it like that. Something like that. That kind of works. It's kind of what I was thinking in my head, but it still just doesn't, it doesn't work. It was close. So eventually I just decided to just do the, and that's kind of as close as I got. I mean, that's still not that bad. Kind of dig it. But ultimately, I really did like just going old school. All those layers, that this might have worked too, but I want to keep it simple. Don't want to overdo it. Don't want to overthink it. This was kind of where I was initially, because up on top of here, there's also, oh yeah, there's another version that I tried, didn't quite work. It kind of works, but it gets too busy, you know. Where did this go? I kind of like it. I'm a little tempted to keep it, but I'm not going to because, again, it just gets busy. Just too busy. I had it too simple. I had it like this, and then Taki suggested that I use some white Zipatone underneath to make these guys pop, and it does really give it more dimension. It's one of the great things if you're an artist, marry yourself another artist. I had found the rankings that I wanted to use, but then I realized all the photos I was looking at of military Air Force uniform people, they didn't have insignias on their arms. They probably have it on certain uniforms and suits and jackets, but not on all of them. So I figured, well, I'm getting lost in the details. So I just decided to do it out. With the hat here, I did decide to use the very basic shape of the eagle holding the laurel leaves and the arrows in their hands, but just a vague shape, So So do the research, but don't get lost in it. Don't let it overtake you. What else do we have here? The original sketches. Oh, that was some reference from earlier. Yeah, these guys. All right, yeah, there's the logo. Logo and credits. Here are the eyes. These are my inks. There's a little glowy white radar. Background radar. Let's call it zip. Radar marks. Man, I'm still tempted to do something with this. I don't know. But I'm going to leave it before I get myself into trouble. And that's almost neat. Just call it a sketch. Don't think this is anything. Oh, okay, yeah, there's that. I don't think we're using this version. I think we're just going to use this top one, I think. Okay, I think the last thing to do is sign it. I don't want to call too much attention to itself, so let's grab this blue. Man. Alright, something is in the way here again. Oh, God. What is covering it? A couple of things look like it's covering it. Alright, I think I got it. I think I can finish signing. There we go. Alright, guys. That was a struggle. Such a struggle. Let me see. If I was to say my satisfaction level of this, if it was 100%, is like I'm just, as happy as can be. I'd say I'm about 90% happy. Considering my health and some of the challenges I set myself here with this radar thing. Parts of me still wants to play with it, but sometimes you just gotta let something go. You gotta not that quote good enough is good enough, but you have to consider how much time you can just continue to just peck away at something. Even right now as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, actually get rid of this. I like that. All right. There, I allowed myself one extra thing. Save. All right, so this is going to be available through OK Comics. I believe we're signing these. And I hope our friends in the UK get their hands on this. I hope our friends in the United States and everywhere else get their hands on this. It's a great comic book store. They did an amazing plate for my wife, for Taki Soma, for her Sleeping While Standing book. And it's a great idea that they have to really engage their audience by making these plates. And anyway, look how simple this is and how long it took me. Anyway, I don't know. My brain is lost here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you leave some questions below and you get yourself a copy of this thing. And I hope you enjoy the book. I love what James Tinian is writing. I love working with him. Um, I loved working with Greg Lockhart and Aditya, our letterer. Um, there's people behind the scenes who make this stuff go so much easier. People at the Dark Horse team who are handling the printed version of this, like Daniel Chabon. And, my help from my wife, Taki, gives me good feedback. Something looks sloppy or looks funny or works or doesn't work. And you guys for buying the book. I think I'm babbling enough. Thank you very, very much, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.